Hello, 7-8 STEM Connection students. This is Mrs. A here for your week 2 STEM assignment. So we're going to start off this week by talking about design thinking. And your project this week is going to center around design thinking in general. So what exactly is design thinking? Well, it is a response to um, being resourceful. It's a response to a problem. It's a response to something that is going on in the world. So you have to be ingenious. You have to show ingenuity. So you have to be creative in order to deal with these different problems. So design thinking follows this 5-step process. So you have empathize, define, ideate, prototype, and test. So your project that you're going to be starting on is going to really focus on the empathize step right there. So this slide right here is an incredibly important part of design thinking. So when you are looking at this different process, you're looking at starting with a client, you're looking at starting with a user, somebody that has a problem. So that could be you, that could be people around you, that could be your family. You're defining that problem by doing research, by doing interviews, by looking at what you have available to you. You're ideating. So you're doing some ideation, which is brainstorming, coming up with different solutions, asking people for feedback, that kind of thing. And then you're designing a prototype, which is your solution to your problem that you defined. And then your test is obviously testing it and getting feedback. And then if your feedback is good, then you continue on and improve. And then if your feedback is not exactly what you want, then you go back to the very beginning and then you empathize, define, ideate again. Okay. So during this project, what you're going to do is design an app. So you're going to design an app through the design thinking process, and you're going to learn how empathy is used to create new technologies. So you're going to take what you know about empathy through the lesson that you're going to do in just a second. I'm going to show you that, and create a new piece of technology in the form of an app. You're going to utilize what you know about block coding to practice creating that app. And then you're going to actually design a prototype of your app using a platform called App Lab from code.org. Okay, so before you create your prototype, here are different things that I want you to think about. So we're going to have constraints. So we're going to have limitations, as we already have, since we're not in an actual classroom setting. So your constraints are going to be the limitations I put on you, and your criteria, which is what you're going to use to create this prototype. So it is what I'm going to measure your actual app on. Okay. So your constraint is that you're going to use App Lab. So you're not going to use any other app creation software out there. So we're just going to focus on the one that I'm very familiar with and that I can talk you through. But if you find any other app designing software out there, please feel free to send it to me and I can look through it as well. But for our actual project, we're going to use App Lab. We're going to design our prototype within 2 weeks. So this first week is creating, not creating, sorry. So it's gaining our knowledge of design thinking so that we can have empathy for our client and our user. And then the week after, we're going to actually create our app. So your criteria is that you must address a problem that you or other people might have right now. So in this situation that we are in at the moment, i.e., being at home, access to schoolwork, access to art, entertainment, being bored, etc., your app must address those issues. So whether it's like reaching out across and giving somebody a simple high five across, the internet through an app, that could be your actual app that you design. Okay, so let me show you where you're going to start in just a minute.